Been here 10 years, still BrainGear.
Hello everyone, you know me as Spinda, and today I am here to remind you one of the earliest Smash Summit sponsors, BrainGear. Now, I'm a nutrition student in college pursuing my bachelor's degree. I have about a year left, I have my associates in science, so I might be more qualified to talk about this than the average person. I am not a professional. The things that I say could be wrong. I would really like to use this opportunity to educate more people about nutrition, especially in a field like esports, where mental clarity is one of the most important things you can have in a match. Through a lot of things that I'm about to say about BrainGear relate to something called quackery. A lot of quackery is synonymous with health fraud, which is what Wikipedia says. It's promotion of fraudulent or ignorant medical practices. Now, quackery has a very specific medical definition, but I am comfortable using it when talking about food because it's selling you a product, an idea. It's saying it's going to heal all these things in your body as long as you keep buying it and as long as you keep consuming it. So there are many regulations relating to food under the FDA, some of which have loose definitions that allow certain products to be unregulated so long as they have specific wordings attached to their advertising. A good example of this would be cage-free eggs. So you may think cage-free means something important. The chickens aren't locked up, they live in a coop and they can run around. In the United States, there is no specific definition for cage-free eggs. They are simply slapping a label on that people might be concerned about now that has no definition, no regulations, in order to sell you their product. Now, there's the FDA and the USDA. The USDA does have specific regulations for something along the lines of free range. If you want to have free range chickens, they need to have a certain amount of access to sunlight and the outdoors. And many places will simply do the minimum requirements in order to find that definition and sell you free range eggs. Does this mean the chickens are well taken care of? Not necessarily, but under a legal definition, they are free range. According to the USDA, eggs packed in USDA grade-marked consumer packages labeled as free range must be produced by hens that are able to roam vertically and horizontally in indoor houses and have access to fresh food and water and continuous access to the outdoors during their laying cycle. But let me go a little bit further into the food industry a little bit. They package everything a certain way in American grocery stores in order to sell it to you. When you are in the grocery store looking at eggs, you'll see a picture of a chicken usually. That chicken will be on a grassy field with a fence and the sun is shining. You might even see some old labels and logos. You might see farmers. They'll talk about farm-raised eggs. For hundreds of years, we have raised these eggs ourselves as good, hard-working Americans, and nobody loves farmers more than America. Behind the scenes, there are all these rules and regulations that basically mean nothing. And the consumer doesn't know that unless they spend hours researching it on the internet and really care about looking into their food. But without going on too much of a tangent, all of this relates to BrainGear. BrainGear has this ideal that they made this formula for their dietary supplement that is a drink. They made a dietary supplement drink that improves your clarity and focus. And back 9 years ago, when they sponsored Smash Summit, their website looked a lot different than it does now. And let me just tell you, if you look at their website now, it is pretty rough. It looks like it was very clearly bought out by the country club investor type. They changed the entire model and design of this website, but in the Smash Summit 2 days, it had this very sleek design, minimalist. They had a brain logo that was very cool, actually, from a design perspective, and I also have a very extensive design background. So I know a lot about design and how it affects the brain, our perception of the product we're buying. So BrainGear had this very sleek, new age look. It is appealing to esports players and people who really need to stay focused for long periods of time, focused on very small details. So that's what they were going for. But back in the Smash Summit early days, it was the most prestigious thing on the planet, and it was a brand new concept. Everyone wanted to be a part of it if they could. So this was a fully grassroots organization, and the BTS team did a great job for a really long time. They proved that they could independently run and fund this event and keep everyone in this house, give them the pinnacle of the experience in the Melee community that no one has ever had before. There was this air, like, of you are a celebrity, you're a part of history if you go to these events, so they were extremely important for many, many years in the Melee community.
Now, something that's a little bit irritating, as you can see for me, is that there's actually nowhere for me to see the sponsors of this event. If I try to Control F and look for BrainGear, I can't find anything. If I try to do sponsor, I can't find anything. So, in order to find sponsors for old Smash Summit events currently, you actually have to go back to the VODs, and some of the VODs are censored or not whole, so this might become lost media unless we start to archive those sorts of things, because I do think it's very interesting. Shoutouts to whoever made and organized the Smash Summit series page on Smash Wiki, because it contains every single attendee, every single winner, people with multiple appearances. I'm not sure if it shows people who have only been invited to Summit once, but these are all things that I find very worth archiving, and the less we archive and try to keep track of in the Smash community, the more we are going to lose to time, and that was proven true before the Smash documentary, is there were a lot of tournaments that were lost to time and a lot of results, so definitely just want to point that out for future reference.
And Smash Summit eventually adopted other Smash titles, but when it started, it was primarily Melee. It was primarily grassroots, just people who are passionate and wanted to make something excellent for the Smash community. So at the second ever Smash Summit, a person by the name of Rob Simpson posted on Reddit about a product known as BrainGear. He praises it and wants to know what has encouraged people to buy it or stay away from it. So just skimming through his Reddit post, he is not doing a self-promo, like he loves the community and has worked with MLG, Red Bull, Blizzard, all these very large companies, and he's very passionate about esports. He wants more opportunities for everyone, and back during this time, he said that BrainGear wanted to sponsor Smash players personally. They wanted to support local competitions, which is huge for the Smash community, which most, back then, 9 years ago, locals were much bigger. They were much more attended because we didn't really have any great resources online to play with each other. So the only way to really grow the community was to make a great environment at your local. So the idea of a company sponsoring local competitions across the world or the United States, wherever they were thinking, was pretty huge. They also wanted to keep supporting events. They wanted to keep sponsoring people. So with all of this said, why did they just disappear after one event? And the only person that really has BrainGear attached to him was Hugs for a while, because there were all these clips of him drinking this BrainGear, and whenever he was losing, whenever he needed to focus up, he would drink the BrainGear. And I'm not sure if he was serious about it, I'm not sure if it was just a sponsorship thing, or if he wanted to play it up for the Summit team. I really don't know, and I can't say, but if he was really doing that in order to gain focus, it's placebo. It is all placebo. Because let's go into what Rob Simpson is claiming that BrainGear can offer people.
What's that from? My brain!
I'm going to explain what a nootropic is. According to this website, therecoveryvillage.com, nootropics are cognitive enhancement supplements that some people swear by. And this explains why people were so adamant about the components of BrainGear. The shorthand for nootropic is smart drug, because they are considered cognitive enhancers or memory enhancers rather than just a caffeine-filled energy drink. Some people take nootropic and then it is not something they will develop a tolerance against,
such as naturally derived ones from different plants. Other nootropics lose their effectiveness over time unless the dosage is continually increased, so this would be something more synthetic like Adderall. Now, the number one claim here is that BrainGear's formula is better than other nootropic drugs, but there are still several side effects to nootropics, even though they could have benefits. I will leave that in the description if you would like to read more about it. Adderall is an example of a commercially available prescription medication that is approved by the FDA for the treatment of ADHD. Now the question is something like this safe? There are studies that show that it can be beneficial, but we're not really sure. We're not sure if they're safe yet. It's kind of up in the air, and people have definitely abused synthetic nootropics in the past, but for some people with different mental health conditions, taking these drugs can lead to unpredictable and dangerous outcomes according to the website. There have been case reports noting bad reactions after taking them, including experiencing psychosis and paranoia, hypomania, severe anxiety, panic attacks, restlessness, and exacerbation of underlying health conditions like schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, ADHD, OCD, or bipolar disorder. So advertising this as a more natural, better nootropic dietary supplement, this sounds like something that could be really good for people if nootropics in a synthetic sense can be easily abused, you can build up a tolerance to them. All of these case studies refer to synthetic nootropics that were advertised as natural in various different products. So let me see if BrainGear does the same thing. There's a bunch of big words being used on this nutrition label, so allow me to just give you the common name for the ones that are unnecessarily drawn out in order to be made more appealing to the uninformed consumer. Now, the last two things at the bottom here are what we have seen talked about on Reddit, that being PQQ and DMAE. Please try not to get confused by how much I'm using the word nootropic. All of the things listed here that say nootropic next to them really are just derived from different animal products or mushrooms, just things that you can eat in your everyday life already. BrainGear is essentially just a beefed up multivitamin, at least in terms of their advertising, so yeah, I don't know. This whole obsession with the buzzword of nootropic is kind of interesting to me. I had no idea that people were so into things like that. Let me just say, I am not an expert on nootropics. This is a pretty new topic for me, and I honestly could be way more informed. But a lot of these things that are in BrainGear, if you look them up, they're in eggs. Why don't you just eat an egg? You'll get the same benefit as drinking this stupid product. So the very first top Reddit comment says, ingredients kind of look like some nootropic mixes minus the race tams I have read about long ago, plus the energy drink ingredients. Do you guys have any non-anecdotal experiments showing the benefits? And if you're unaware, anecdotal experiences refer to subjective experiences we have throughout our lives. So let's say I drink a Coca-Cola every day and I report having a lot more energy all the time. Oh yeah, I drink Coke every day and I am so energetic. I go out there into the world and I'm ready to tackle my day. That is an anecdotal experience, and it is not based on scientific evidence or facts. It is not based on research. It is based on what I have personally done and experienced. So that's what he's referring to, just to clear that up for anyone who might not be aware. He says, what makes you guys different than several brain/energy drink companies that use a subset of the energy/memory ingredients? So Rob responds to this comment. He says, there's been a ton of tests and experiments done on our ingredients. In particular, go check out PQQ, inositol, choline, and DMAE. Those are also a few of the biggest differences in BrainGear and contribute significantly to the effectiveness of the product. Another unique thing, since you're familiar with Noots, is that our liquid formula has the actual active ingredients that the bottle says. Many dietary supplements don't perform the same level of testing and stabilization that we do. So that message to me has a pretty big red flag. What do you mean the liquid formula has the actual ingredients that are listed on it? If you're talking about a nutrition label, which most products are required to have, everything in it is an actual ingredient that is listed. That is a red flag that jumps out to me that it might be misleading. And someone responds to this message just asking, has this research been performed by unaffiliated researchers? And the original poster says, yes, multiple individual ingredient studies have been done separately from us, but it's really the product's blend that makes it special. And someone else responds, mind linking those, and there was no reply. Though I do think later in this thread, Rob states that he can't link any of this stuff. You know, people start to really ask questions here. Leave it to Reddit to really research and dig into this type of thing. Though this wasn't a huge deal, and it's not like BrainGear stuck around forever. This was really a one-time thing, and obviously their business model wasn't that great considering all the skepticism and very little non-anecdotal evidence that it was helping anyone. So if I go to BrainGear's website,
One eternity later.
Alright guys, so it took me a really long time to find the old URL for BrainGear, but I just wanted to show you the packaging and the way that they were trying to advertise their product, BrainGear. So when I was talking about design earlier, look at the design of this product, BrainGear. Look at this nice little brain. It's all minimized and it's put onto this nice, cute little box container. How many drinks and energy drinks do you see in a little box container like that? Here that this lists itself as a dietary supplement that is 4.5 fluid ounces. Now I want to try to answer the question for you right now. Can BrainGear actually have the benefits that PQQ and DMAE and all these other things that were listed? And look at how they are selling you on this dietary supplement. And let's define it for you. A dietary supplement, as it says in the name itself, it is supplementing, it is adding to your diet. It's not replacing anything, it is adding to your diet. So this is under the assumption, most of the time, that you have a healthy, balanced diet and you are adding something to it in order to get more benefit for something. A lot of people who have joint problems in most spaces, issues with arthritis, things like that, they're using their hands a lot. They might take fish oil supplements in order to get omega-3 fatty acids, which are usually unique to eating fish, but they might just not have time or they might just not like fish, so they take a fish oil supplement in order to help them out. But that is, assuming they have a healthy diet and they want their fish oil supplements in order to help their bones out, help their joints, ease some pain. So a supplement is not going to replace healthy habits like eating lots of vegetables, getting consistent exercise, getting enough sleep, avoiding drugs and alcohol, limiting processed foods, all sorts of things like that. A supplement will not resolve fundamental lifestyle issues. So when you think of a Smash tournament and where most of them are located, healthy food is not the priority for everyone. They kind of just want to eat and get energy and get through the day. Because usually they're in places where the venue is offering a banana for $4, a single banana, just overpriced fruit, just things that is an issue within fighting game tournaments especially. Because we are grassroots, we don't have big sponsors that could potentially educate us and help us eat better and eat right and make healthy food choices. Just not really happening. So let me just say, the FDA does not have the authority to approve dietary supplements for safety and effectiveness. So BrainGear is claiming to be very effective. The FDA has no regulation or control over that. They don't approve the labeling before the supplements are sold to the public either. Where are we getting unethically close to medical claims, which is what a Reddit comment specifically stated bothered them when it came to BrainGear. And it bothered me too when I was going through college, and I remembered this sponsor, and I remembered the website. I remember being taught about, look at this sleek design. Whoever designed this website was very, very smart. This is a very well-designed website. Scientifically developed not research, developed 2-ounce formula that provides the focus and clarity you can feel and the long-term brain health benefits you can feel good about. You can feel the long-term brain health benefits. You have to, like, just as someone, like, more educated about this stuff, I see this and I think it's very silly. Also scientifically developed. And let's just, from a design perspective, let me point these things out to you. This nice high-quality photo that blends in with the background of the website. And this was in 2016, so this was actually... They definitely hired a designer who knew what they were doing. Oh, wow, look at how clear his skin is. Clear the fog, find your focus. Again, this is not scientific evidence. These are just things to sell you the product. So I don't need to go through every single part of this website. This was a really interesting interactive thing that I remember being on the website for a long time. Niacin, vitamin B3. They like to use the long names when they're advertising products like this to you to sound smarter. It's just vitamin B, vitamin D, grapeseed extract, an amino acid. I know it has a really long name. Amino acids are the building block of proteins. They do have benefits. That's the thing. BrainGear could have benefits because it has all these vitamins in it. You could be drinking it. It could be a healthier alternative to the average energy drink, but the way that it's advertising itself, like, it has all these vitamins. You can't say that this is wrong, okay? I don't doubt that if you were a healthy competitor, if you were at Smash Summit and you were drinking BrainGear, I don't doubt that maybe it helped you feel like you had some more energy throughout the day because it has vitamins. Esports players are not necessarily, like, specifically Melee players, not necessarily the healthiest food-wise, diet-wise, exercise-wise, but the culture in 2016, around when Smash Summit 2 was being sponsored by BrainGear. Notoriously, Smash Summit has offered lots of food to the attendees, and people are not making the healthiest food choices. It's always like the cheap stuff, like the Uncrustables in the plastic packaging and the chicken nuggets. So if you have a gamer coming to this event, maybe not getting the most sleep because they're up playing all day long, they're eating chicken nuggets and Uncrustables, yes, I do believe that they would probably get some benefit from drinking BrainGear because it's like a big multivitamin. Those are things that a lot of gamers might not necessarily be getting. This website is actually a lot worse. Vegetarian, BPA-free, sugar-free, gluten-free, soy-free, non-GMO. So I can't really interact with this. Your brain depends on nutrients. Maybe you have to scroll down a little bit. Whoa. And it's not water soluble. This one is also not soluble in liquid form. They didn't need to put this on their website, honestly. They really didn't. I don't know how many people might have been asking about these and why they're not there. This one is also not water soluble. You can't see it's behind my head. But all three of the ingredients that didn't make the cut that have way more research about them, way more benefits, okay? They're just not water soluble, so they're not selling you that. They're selling you a liquid multivitamin. I'm gonna make this video too long. I could really talk about this for a long time. I would love to make more videos. There is so much room for healthier choices in these communities when it comes to our personal health. I would love to help educate you. Guys, please like, leave a comment, subscribe, okay? Tell me how you like this video. Do you disagree with me? Would you like me to talk about it further? Just let me know. I would love to, okay? And I just do this for fun. I don't do it for any money. I just enjoy making videos and I enjoy talking about these things. It is very therapeutic for me to talk in front of a camera about something that I'm really passionate about. a stray cat. If you want to know the story of little Jonesy here, little baby sleeping on the ground. Come here, baby. Oh, look at my baby Jonesy. This is Jonesy. She's my lucky orange. Okay, oh my goodness. Jones? She's my lucky little orange. Okay, she's about 6 to 8 months old. She doesn't like my microphone in the way. Oh my gosh. We were worried that she might be pregnant or something, or sick or injured, but we took her to the vet, and she is okay. She's okay. Her litter box is in my room, which sucks, but Tippy is also here. He's a cat that I was fostering for a while. He also showed up. He was real scabby, but we got him fixed up. So she's my little lucky girl. Look at her. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Even if you listen to a lot of the things I say and you don't care much for it, but you appreciate this bit of Smash history, smash the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know, okay? Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want this shirt, okay, stay tuned. Goodbye, everybody. Like, oh yeah, I'm glad they're so transparent. Every food has to be transparent.